Harvey, got a radio show. Okay. Today is simple. I want to tell you, I want to just talk to you about effort today. Just about effort. You know, it's a word that people use to describe sometimes trying. But what I found out about trying is just a noble way of saying you didn't get it done. I tried. And then everybody go, well, he tried. That was the best. Well, that's not exactly true, though. That's not exactly true, you all. And I want to talk to you about that because I don't want you to be one of the people who just tried. See, trying, I mean, I got to tell you, to attempt something, you're going to have to first try. But I want you to change your mindset from trying to getting it done. See, that's a big difference. I'm really more apt to listen to the person that says to me, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to try. What try does is it allows you to fail. It's the person that has the mindset that I'm going to get it done. It's the person who changes the complexion of things. I'm going to get it done is very different than I'm going to try. You know, look, man, I know this sounds a little harsh, but you got to stop feeding yourself these little old wise sayings that it was a valiant try. Hey, man, you talk to anybody that took second place in the Super Bowl and see how they feel about their valiant try. The only way to gain God's real blessings is you have to try something. Steve, you're backpedaling. No, listen to me close. You have to put forth an effort to allow God to put his finger on something to bless on your behalf. You must start to attempt. Now, in saying getting it done and I'm going to try, that's two different faiths to me. I'm just talking about me now. You may be different, so I can't say this about you. But I can say this about me. If I say I'm going to get it done, I have a lot of faith in it. I am going to get it done because I just don't see failure as an option a lot of times. Now, if somebody says to me, like the Olympic team invited me out to curl one day, which is throw these stones on the ice. If you're not familiar with it, it's very simple. And so I said, man, I'd like to give that a try. I went in full well knowing I may not come away from this little curling lesson as a person who could make the Olympic team. I just wanted to try it because I thought it looked cool and I always wanted to get it done. Well, I failed twice. I threw a stone completely into the other lane. I lost that little ice shoe. It shot out from under me. But you know what? I kept trying, though. I kept trying until I got 4 of them stones in that circle right where I aimed. But now, had I given up after I failed, after I threw that stone in the other lane, after I shot my shoe down all the way to the bottom side, the little ice shoe they give you, I never would did it. But because I was trying, something got me together a little bit because of my effort, and it caused me not to fall the next time, not to throw it in the other lane, not to shoot my shoe to the back of the wall. All of a sudden, my trying became something. Now, had I stayed out there and it wasn't so cold and I went back week after week after week after week, I promise you, I could get it done. I could at least know how to compete in a game of curling. Might not be the best. I might not win the championship, but I could have got it done to the point where I could have competed in a game of curling. So sometimes if you're scared to say I'm going to get it done, just go out there and get started. You know, learn from every attempt that you make. See, don't quit writing yourself off as a failure every time something don't go right. When I fail on that ice, I could have said, man, I can't curl. But hold up, man. I'm watching 4 other women out here curl, 4 other dudes out here curling, little kids out here curling. Hold up, partner. You know, man. So I learned when I threw that stone on the other ice, when I failed, when my shoe shot off. I learned from every attempt a little bit more about it. And then I said to myself one point in time, man, I'm going to get this stone in that circle. I'm going to get this stone in this circle. And guess what? I got it done. Now, what you saying to me, Steve? I'm saying to you that you got to get started, that you got to put forth an effort. Give God something to bless. Oh, God, bless me. Oh, God, bless me. Bless you what? Bless you where? Bless you how? Stop basing your results on what you're thinking. You got to think higher. You get God in your life, man. He allows you to think higher, bigger, better, more. I'm sitting up here in my debt. I came up with a plan to get out of debt in 5 years. I came up with this plan, right? I was sitting up and I was tripping on it. Then I said, wait a minute, man, hold up. And this is what I came up with. I said, God created heaven and earth, all of it. The mountains, the sky, the valleys, the oceans, trees, the birds, the Indian Ocean, all of it, made all of it in 6 days. And then he rested on the 7th. So why am I taking to God the 5-year plan? If he can create heaven and earth in 6 days, why am I walking in there talking about help me in 5 years? How is it going to take God 5 years to get me out of debt and he made heaven and earth in 6 days? Do the math here, man. I ain't that big. You ain't that big. You ain't in that much trouble. I ain't in that much trouble. See, God got a way of showing you some things, man, but it's going to take some faith, and faith going to take some effort on your part. Man, get out and do something, man. God will bless you a little bit and he give you a little bit more courage, and then all them attempts you making is going, and all this, oh, I'll try. You know what that turned into? I'm going to get it done. And at the end of the day, that's what you have to do, because trying to pay your rent and not paying your rent is 2 different things. You can try to pay your rent, or you can get it done. Now, how long you think you're going to stay in that house trying? You got to go with the mindset of getting it done. And if you can put some stuff out there and give God a chance to put his finger on it and bless it for you, the most stuff he can do for you. Quit looking around at what everybody else got and go and get some of it for yourself, okay? All right.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be about it. Let's get with it. Come on now. It's time to get it. Steve Harvey Morning Show is what we're talking about now. So here's the deal. Let me make it perfectly clear. Gratitude. If you start your day with gratitude, there is no better way than to say thank you. Once you introduce gratitude, you have now affected your mental attitude. And Lord have mercy, once your attitude is right, it is in direct correlation to your altitude. You get them tudes lined up, boy, you can be something. You better believe that. Shirley Strawberry believes that. Carla Farrell knows that. The Mouth of the South knows that. Junior knows that. The legend that is Nephew Tommy in All Darkness knows that. And is do I.
Yes, sir.
Junior?
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it, man, because you talk about wanting something out of life, man. It's about sacrificing and discipline to get to where you want to go. It don't go hand in hand?
Well, sacrifice and discipline is different. And a lot of people get them confused. And they think if they're sacrificing that they're being disciplined. And some people think if they're being disciplined, they're sacrificing. It's not the case. It's 2 separate requirements. Bishop Jakes was talking one day, and he said that when you dream and aspire to something, and you look up at your dreams and aspirations, you're looking through a glass ceiling. And in order to get to those dreams and aspirations, you will have to break through the glass ceiling. In breaking through glass, there's going to be some cuts, and there's going to be bloodshed. And the blood that you're shedding is usually something that you care about. That is sacrifice. Discipline is doing what you have to do even when you don't want to.
Amen.
And understanding discipline. It's a hard lesson to teach your children about discipline. Discipline is doing what you have to do even when you don't want to. How many people are listening to this show this morning, getting ready to go to a job that you may not really want to, but guess what? You know you have to. That's discipline.
Yeah. Sir.
I don't want to get these kids ready for school and fix their lunch and all this here. I don't want to do that this morning, but I have to. That's discipline. Sacrifice is hard, man, because you don't want to give up something to get something else. See, people have a tendency to want to hold on to everything, but ain't no room in a closed fist. There's only room in the open fist, and when you open the fist, something can get out. But that's the only way for Mo to get in. And that's the decision. That's the glass ceiling that you got to break through, and that's the cuts that you got to take, and that's the sacrifice you have to make. Lord have mercy, you better ask this boy something like you sent it to me in a text or something. I'm prepared for this.
All right.
God made and cut me in this hill life, boy. I know this hill. I ain't got to think about this hill.
That's a vibe right there, Steve. All right, coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, the nephew is in the building. We can't see him, but he is here. We promise you he's here. Run that prank back with the nephew. It's coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, it is time now to start your morning off with the nephew and run that prank back. What you got for us, Neff?
Let there be light.
This morning lit a candle.
Burn one of my candles.
See,
Thank you, nephew.
This is really think you sexy.
You about to burn your face. Hurry
I
up.
got pretty damn close, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Your mustache.
Felt that heat come across my eyebrow. Boy, last thing I
Let
need
me
is
tell you
to-
something. You burn your eyebrow, you talking about a holly.
I have to get it tattooed. What you got, Neff?
I got hot checks at the church. Hot checks at the church. Cat dog, you know, baby, what is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, nephew. Thank you. Coming up next,
Very well.
it is As
very
the
well.
CLO with the Chief Love Officer, Steve Harvey, in the building, ready for your love questions right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, actor Terrence Howard is
What about
brilliant. Let me just say that. He claims to have invented hydrogen technology that could defend Uganda. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And in other entertainment news, gospel music singer Kim Burrell has apologized after facing backlash for her recent remarks at a church. We will talk about these stories, like I said, at the top of the hour. But right now, it is time
Terrence
to
is
ask.
a scientist. He's a scientist.
Lucius,
We'll talk about
baby.
it
Lucius
at the
Lion.
top of the hour. Get ready for it, all right? You're not ready. You are not ready for this one. It's time to ask the CLO. Chief Love Officer Steve Harvey is ready for your questions, okay? Corey in Memphis writes, I have a coworker that is having an affair on her husband, and I let her use me as an alibi. Since she's given her husband my phone number, he's called to ask about me, not her. He wants to get to know more about me. I enjoy our talks, and since she doesn't want him, should I see what he has to offer me? All right.
Obviously, that's what you gonna do.
Right. You don't need our
Now,
permission.
is she married? Corey.
No, Corey's not. It doesn't sound like she didn't say. She's not married. We're going to assume she's not.
Oh, the person that wrote the letter.
Yeah.
The
She's
CLO
not married.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
It don't
Well,
matter.
Corey,
She don't-
just know this right here.
Shut up, Tony.
Until they get separated or divorced, they still married. So you got to weigh out the fact that you want to be in that, because that's what you're going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And then if your friend find out,
Woo.
you already know what that's going to be. So you just got to weigh it out. You
She's
know.
going to be like, well, you gave him my phone number.
Yeah, technically you shouldn't, but that ain't how we live. That ain't the world we live in, no more.
That's right. That's right.
So,
All right, moving on to Paige in Orlando. Paige says, my next door neighbors argue all night, and I beat on the wall the other night to get them to settle down. Their teenage daughter saw me in the hallway, and she said that I hit her bedroom wall, and if I did it again, she'd beat my you-know-what. Should I tell her parents how she talked to me, or should I just leave it alone?
No, just leave it alone, because here's a problem. You live next door to a house full of ignorant people. The daughter is repeating stuff she's heard the parents say.
Oh, facts.
This is a volatile household. Leave it alone, because now they're going to turn that anger on you for messing with their daughter. See, ignorant people, they spread it. They don't keep it in a container.
Okay.
Ignorant people, they spread it all over the place. I would leave it alone. Just, hey, my bad. You know, you don't want no trouble. You just trying to sleep. That's not going to stop them from arguing. But they will turn that anger on you, and then you living there going to be really uncomfortable. Let it go. That little girl going to end up somewhere else just like her mom and daddy, so just go and leave it alone.
We don't want that.
All right, moving on to Candace in Dover.
I'm going to just tell you about me, though. Your little young ass ain't finna threaten me. That ain't what you finna do.
Okay.
And I'll be banging tomorrow.
Yeah, we gonna find out who ass you can whip.
Let Carl over there to whoop her ass.
But you ain't gonna believe the return
On your investment.
Oh, the ROI on this one is good.
ROI.
Yeah, you want to invest in ass whooping? Watch the returns on this one right here.
Right. All right, here we go. Candace in Dover says, I'm a 48-year-old grandmother of 3 boys. I love them so much, and I spoil them to death. I already have their Christmas presents, and when my son found out, he admitted he was jealous. I had him when I was 17 years old, and he didn't get spoiled like that. But how can he be so jealous of his own boys?
Because he's stupid. That's all. Next question, Shirley. He's stupid. He's stupid. You didn't have it to give back then.
Right. Do the math.
Period.
Yeah.
Nobody finna go through this with you, boy. Treating your sons well, doing stuff, man. Get out of here. Go, come on, Shirley. Come on.
All right, this is the last one, Steve.
All right, we got. At least we spend some time with this.
Yeah. Okay. Fatima in Jacksonville says, my boyfriend of 2 years has turned into a wild man since I met him. He stopped shaving that very important area that I love to see bare. And I tried to talk to him into letting me shave him as a sexy experiment. But he didn't want any parts of that. He can't take a hint. So how do I get him to trim it up down there?
Stop hitting.
Just say it. Just
Stop
out with
hitting.
it.
No, you ain't got to say it. I don't like that. We ain't doing it no more.
I get a raise
Cut
in
him
your
off.
quick.
Shut it off, huh?
Get away from me with all that.
I bet he get the cutting. I bet he get the cutting.
Coming there with a
I
barber
can't
kit.
stand that. Oh, get away from me. Be extra.
Be extra.
Oh, what is
Over the
that?
top.
It's something on it. It's something on it.
You need a Gillette.
Crazy.
Get it right there. Quick.
You got too much lint on you.
Oh.
Little stuff. See, lint ain't bad. You just got to say, towel. You got a new towel. You ever dried off with a new towel? And all the fuzz be on you. You don't really know what the hell happened at first.
Does she just ever say what it is, or just do stuff?
Well, let
like
me tell
what
you.
you said?
We was talking about this towel for a second here, and it reminded me of a story a while when I was back in my wilder days.
We have time.
I went over to this girl's house, and she had these new towels, and I was drying off and everything, and I started finding all these fuzz balls on me, and I couldn't understand, and I thought, this is what I thought, I had been somewhere else before I came over there, and I ain't want her to see what I had on me. So she came in the bathroom. No, I wasn't moving.
As long as it wasn't
and I had all this golden tan fuzz balls all over me. And she said, "Oh my God, what is that on you?" And I hadn't prepared to lie yet, because she just walked in the bathroom. You know, I'm gonna lie, because I didn't know what it was either. And so I said,
what?
"Oh my God, my eczema."
Oh yeah, you hadn't perfected your lies.
This is in my younger days, so I didn't
you were a
really
rookie
know.
Liar.
She said, "Yo, eczema." She said, "Fool, that's the lint off them towels. I got new towels the other day when I knew you was coming over here."
And she didn't wash
I
them
just
first.
fell to my knees and said, "Thank you, Jesus."
That raggedy lie you had.
Because I had.
He was
Ooh,
an
this lie
amateur
was
back
not
then.
good. Dumbass lie. I done wasted one. Eczema.
All right. Thank you, rookie. All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we'll have some entertainment news for you right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so Terrence Howard says that he's invented a new hydrogen technology for Uganda and that it can clean the ocean. Last week, while meeting with the president of Uganda, Terrence said his new system, take a listen.
You know, I was born Terrence Deshaun Howard. I've become an actor. You know, I've been nominated for Oscars and Golden Globes and SAG Awards, but those weren't the things that really moved me. As a child, I studied chemical engineering at Pratt Institute, was there for 2 years until I saw that there was an inconsistency with the math there. And so I went out to explore a new way of understanding how the universe worked, and I was able to define the grand unified field equation they've been looking for and put it into geometry. And then with that geometry, I was able to put props on that. And what I'm saying is now we have invented a new form of flight that I would like to bring here to Uganda to replace the drones, to replace the helicopters, to replace the planes. We have all the funding necessary. What we need is just a fertile ground in which to build this. Now, this is the geometry of hydrogen.
Say what now? What, Lucius? What, Lucius? What, Lucius? Right. It wasn't too deep for you guys. You need to hear that again.
It's some more to it too.
It is a lot more.
It turns into defense of the nation.
Yeah.
You can make a hydrogen bomb with this. He goes into this deepness, man. And look, man, I'm not a science guy at all. But what I do have the ability to do is listen and at least put together the story. This boy is on a rant. Now, what you need to see is the video of the black dude behind him. That's obviously a scientist of some kind. Because that dude right there was in the video, and the African was just,
He was baffled. He was
like, I mean, hey man, you know how you see somebody looking at something and really be trying to listen? You can tell they listen because they kind of like, you know, they kind of their mouth come open a little bit and they turn their ear towards you.
And Terrence is an actor, and he sounded great. I mean, if you didn't know, he
wrote off all that. That ain't what burns him.
Maybe that's why he didn't get Iron Man Part 2. He thought he built Iron Man. Is that what he's doing with him?
Yeah.
Terrence Howard also announced his goal to raise money for information, communications, and entertainment industries.
But see, here's the thing that he threw me with. He said, we have the funding. We just need a fertile ground. Dog, listen to me, man. Anybody, man, will let you come. If you got an intervention that can do something that's never been done before, and you got the funding, you know how many people give you somewhere to work that out? Well, the hell you went all the way over to Uganda and told them people, man, hey man, like they ain't heard the pimp game before.
Can I get you to do something for me?
Yeah.
If it's possible, can you set it up with Terrence Howard? can talk to Herschel Walker and we just sit back and just listen to that.
Hey, man, I think, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on our next break, Terrence Howard and Herschel Walker will be answering questions from the press. Carla, Shirley, and Junior will be the press. I'm assuming, Tommy, who do you want to be, Herschel or?
I got to be Herschel.
You know he wants to be Herschel.
I'm going to be Terrence Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from Terrence Howard and Herschel Walker together today on the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
First time.
First time ever.
Uh-huh. In other entertainment news, gospel singer Kim Burrell has issued a public apology on Instagram after a video of her went viral on social media. Take a listen.
Got to choose up. Find you some value. You know, sometimes before we get friends, we have to do an interview. How long have you been broke? How many times have you changed your name on your light bill? How many of your bills in your little cousin's name? Do you live in a trailer home or a house? You know, you understand. And it's not about status or material things. It's just about choices. You know, life is different now. And, you know, we are at church. Thank God we're here. Those of us who are walking by faith without a mask and no vaccine. And so we honor the Lord. God is good. I respect all of the men of God here and respect you. Can y'all clap so I don't feel strange right about now? Hopefully we'll get a chance to meet each other when y'all invite me to come to your church. I'm not as expensive as I seem. And so, I don't know, maybe you got a little left over from your PPP loan. Prayer, praise, and power. You understand? Amen. Isn't the Lord great? Amen.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's just joking.
No, you know, I just think, you know, I think it's her attempt at humor.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
And, you know, church folk can be the most sensitive people. They got mad about the money issue. That's all it was. They wasn't mad about the vaccine or the mask. They wasn't mad about the PP loan. They was mad because she said you got to choose up. Because when you tell a poor person you want to choose up, they think you're talking about them.
Yeah, she did apologize, by the way.
She shouldn't
It
have.
was just jokes. It was just jokes.
It was the
Yeah,
social
it was.
media people.
Yeah.
I don't like broke ass friends. Now I'm not apologizing. I'm supporting Kim Burrell. Now,
all right, coming up in 20 minutes.
Get a bunch of broke ass friends and see if your ass don't end up broke.
Coming up in 20 minutes after the hour, men. All right, coming up at 20 minutes after the hour, Herschel Walker and Terrence Howard will be our special guests right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, we have two special guests with us today here on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We have Republican senatorial candidate Herschel Walker, and we have actor Terrence Howard visiting us today, both for the first time. We'd like to welcome you, gentlemen.
Good evenings to everyone. I sure appreciate being parts of this here type of panel like y'all got. I got paneling at my house, kind of like this here, but go ahead.
Yeah, and wonderful hypothetical situation of clarity from my side also.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Howard, and thank you, Mr. Herschel Walker.
Oh, I'm heavy like that.
We'll take questions from the crowd. I recognize Carla. That's Carla Farrell from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Good morning, Carla. You have a question?
Good morning. Good morning, Herschel. Good morning, Terrence. My question is just simple. Let's get to it. What is global warming?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, what it is a lot of the globe basically microwaved itself and got itself. See, when we turn on all these microwaves at one time, what we do is we warm the globe. What we do is we warm this here globe, and the whole globe gets warm. See, what we got to do is folks can't use these microwaves all at one time like this.
All right. Thank you, Mr.
I'll help you out.
Mr. Walker.
Listen,
your time is
listen,
up.
guys. What
Terrence.
Herschel is trying to say, I'm Terrence Howard, SAG Global Award winner, Oscar nominated. You know, what he's saying is here quite simply that hydrochloride in the air is facilitated to follicle airwaves. And what I've invented is a way to unmicrowave the air and make it more palatable for people that can use it even in Uganda.
All right. Thank you. You have a follow-up question, Miss Farrell?
Yeah, you invented?
Exactly. Yeah, I had 2 hydrogen pills, and I put them together in water. And when they dissolved, I drank them, and that's what made me think
You
Now that's right up there with Elijah McCoy right there. Go ahead.
All right, we have a question from Junior, also from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Good morning, Junior. You have a question.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Herschel, Mr. Howard. Mr. Herschel, how is it possible that you've denied your children? And we want to know, how is it that you're going to sit up here and run for candidate office for Senate and deny your children?
There are thousands of spiders that don't know they offsprings of them spiders. And then there's ants like this here that when these ants is born, these ants, queen ant don't really have to take care of the other ant. You understand?
Exactly.
Mr. Howard, please.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, we'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We're going to his voicemail, 877-29 right after this.
Herschel and Howard.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, it is time now to check Steve's voicemail. If you'd like to leave a message for Steve, call him, 877-29-STEVE. First call is from Sandra from the DMV.
Hi, Steve. My name is Sandra, and I'm calling from the D.C. or the DMV area. I'm sorry. So my question is, please don't take offense to this, but my question is, I listen to your morning show every day, pretty much, and I always listen to your words of encouragement after the show. I want to know, what makes you the expert to feel like you can say these words of encouragement to people? Are these things that you've been through? Are these things that your family has been through? You know, give me a little insight on why you say the words of encouragement that you do say. Okay, tell Tommy I love him.
Well, you know,
take
Miss Lady
offense.
from the DMV, I'm going to try not to take offense, but once again, you coming from the DMV pretty much explains why your ass is working at the DMV. Why do you
the
think?
DMV is the D.C., Maryland, Virginia
Maryland.
area.
Not the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Oh, see right there, I'm finna go off on your ass at the DMV.
Don't take offense. She said that.
Well, we right back to where I need to be. Just because you in the DMV, don't work at the DMV, don't change my ANSWER.
You're
So,
what?
it ain't gonna change my ANSWER, my
Your
answer.
answer?
See, it is amazing me. Ma'am, what makes me the expert is that I've lived this life. You know, and you may not know my history, but if I'm saying something to you in my encouragement that doesn't make sense or doesn't apply to you, then please don't use it. But I say things for people that they can relate to because I've had to relate to it myself. I don't speak of anything in my closing remarks that I don't know about and I've not had to address myself. I'm not out here guessing none of this stuff. So what makes me the expert is my 65 years of life. Now, I have a PhD in living. I really do. I got a PhD in succeeding. I got a PhD in getting up off the ground. I've got a PhD in recovering from mistakes. I got a PhD in grace and mercy from our Heavenly Father. So that's what makes me qualified. It's called experience. And now, if you choose not to listen to me at the end of the show, then please do. And if it don't apply to you, then you can take that too. But that don't offend me at all. I'm used to people like you. Next question.
Now, see, that was nice until the very end. Thank you, Sandra. All right, Misty is from Philly. She left a message for you about about Tommy.
Hey, Steve, this is Miss D. My husband and I attended Tommy's show on Saturday in Wilmington, and we just wanted to say that it was an amazing show. He mentioned you haven't seen his comedy in recent years. You really need to find a way to attend one of his shows. It will blow your mind, and it will also soften your heart to see the man that he's grown into, and he gave you credit for who he has become and how you've helped him. So I just wanted to tell you that Tommy really has an amazing show, and it's worth you seeing it. We laughed until we cried, and we partied all at the same time. You and everyone on your staff have a great day. Bye-bye.
Well, really, that's true. I haven't seen his show in a number of years, and I appreciate him giving me credit and everything like that. But me being I have to get there, probably not going to happen at no time in the near future, because I'm going to demand and ask for free tickets, which is not going to be able to support his family in any way whatsoever. So the fact that I'm going to be at the show ain't going to make a damn bit of difference to his performance. I've trained him to give his all and his best. And I'm glad that he's finally getting the accolades that he deserves. You don't get accolades you don't deserve. When people call in and say they had the best time they ever had, it's because they did. It's people that's having a wonderful time. So he's got a great show, I understand, from a lot of people. You know, now you're asking me to be impressed about it, and I am impressed that his show has grown into this. You know, oh God, I want to say something else. So
get out while we can. All right, coming up next, it is the nephew and the prank phone call for today, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today, and the subject is, I cut him off and he stopped asking. We'll find out what that's all about, get into that in just a bit. But right now, the nephew is here with today's prank phone call. What you got, Neff?
Well, Shirley, everybody on this show is married except for Junior. Everybody's married. How would you feel if you got a call saying you married your brother? You married your brother. If you got a call 5, 6 years, 10 years down the line, and they tell you that you married your brother. Caller, if you found out Tosh was your brother, got the call, how would you feel?
Well, I got a lot of questions because I'm an only child, so it's a bunch. I got
right there.
You gonna flip the script.
Right. But I feel you. I'd be shocked. Yes.
All right, Shirley.
Yes.
Ernesto. Get the call that Ernesto is your brother.
There's no way. There's no way.
Okay. Steve Harvey, you get a call and they say that
no
Miss
way.
Marjorie is your sister. Miss Marjorie is your sister. How you gonna handle it?
I'll take the phone call, but I'm gonna act like you never called.
Wrong number. Sorry, wrong number.
Right.
Going right on back in here and pull these covers back. Get right on back in this bed with her.
With my
Too late now.
Yeah.
Too late.
Yo, with my little sister out there.
That's freaky stuff.
All right, cat dog, let's go. You married
Hey, but hey,
your...
Tommy, I know good and hell well Marjorie ain't my sister. I done seen my sister.
Okay.
Ain't nobody in my family look like this.
You're a mess.
Oh, man. All right, let's go, cat dog. You married your brother.
Hello,
Hello, I'm trying to reach Carmen, please.
this is she.
Hi, Carmen. My name is Keith. I'm calling you from Insurance Group.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good. You and your husband, Harvey? Harvey, is that right?
Yes, it's Harvey.
Okay. You guys actually put applications and actually went in and got your physicals done for life insurance, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I actually am calling you from the insurance group. I have you all's lab results and everything as far as your physicals and blood tests and things of that nature. Is there any way I could possibly talk to both of you guys at the same time, you and Harvey? Is that possible?
Well, sure. He's at work right now, but I can get him on the phone.
Okay, it would be it'd be kind of easy if I kind of explained everything to both of you guys at the same time. If that's okay?
Okay, something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I mean, I think I need to just try to bring a few things to you guys' attention, but I think, after that, it's pretty much you guys' decision on what you do. But I just wanted to let you know a few things about, the results and things of that nature, life insurance, the whole 9 yards, okay?
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can get him on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hey, sweetheart.
Look, I got the insurance people on the line. They want to get both of us on the phone to talk to us about the insurance stuff.
Oh, cool. Good.
Hey, Harvey, how you doing? This is Keith from Keith's Insurance Group. How are you?
Hey, good. What's happening, Keith?
Good. Listen, I wanted to give you guys a call and kind of follow up. You guys did physicals and blood tests and the whole 9 yards, and I wanted to give you guys a call. It's kind of better if I talk to both of you guys at the same time. So do you have a minute that we can actually use to kind of get some of this information out to you?
Yeah. I'm fine, man. I'm on a little break right now. I'm good.
Okay, great. First of all, we've gotten all your lab results back, everything, and I kind of got a few questions for you guys that I'm a little puzzled on. How long have you guys actually been married?
Well, we've been together about 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Okay, now, prior to being married 3 years, how long did you guys know each other before you got married?
What'd you say, babe? About 6 years?
Yeah, about 6 years.
Okay. You guys have been knowing each other pretty close to 9 years now.
All together, yeah.
Okay. Are you actually from the same hometown? You grew up in the same hometown?
Yeah, we grew up. I'm sorry. Is this questioning? Is this about the insurance or?
Well, there's a few things that's actually puzzling, Carmen, that we need to. This is some news I actually didn't want to bring you guys, but I have to actually give you this news. Looking at our records, looking at all the test results, and let me be the first to tell you that we run these results over and over and over, trying to make sure we are completely 115, 20% right, okay?
What's the problem with the test?
Well, looking at our test, guys, Harvey, Carmen, it's indicating that you guys are related. And 9 times out of 10, you guys are siblings.
What?
Hold on, man. What?
I understand the shock. It took everything I had to make this phone call. I did not want to make it. But looking at our records, and we went over these records over and over, and the blood work tells us that you guys are actually siblings.
Man.
This don't make no sense.
Kidding. Oh, what the?
Are you serious?
Ma'am, I'm very
my
serious.
wife, you know
I
that,
would not.
right?
This is not a laughing matter, not a joking matter. Like I said, I did not want to call with this information.
Well, you did make the call, man.
Look, you need to go back. I don't know what you need to go back and double check your records or something because we've been married 3 years.
Check with the lab, man. Can you check with the lab and call us back and let us know they made a mistake?
Harvey, and I knew those questions would come up, and we went over it. We went over it and over it and over it.
Well, y'all need to go over it again because that don't make no damn sense.
Hold on, baby. I got this. You make the call, and this got to be wrong. So what you need to do is make another call and call the lab and call us back and let us know that you either know they made a mistake or something. You talking about me and my wife.
And I understand it, Harvey. Harvey, let me ask you this. Is it possible, and this is just a question. Is it possible that your dad and maybe her mom maybe knew each other at some point? And
What the
you say about my mom and dad?
That's some straight. Look, you need to go back and do whatever you need to do. But I tell you what, you say some like that again, I tell you my baby's gonna be coming down there and beat your for saying some like that.
Yeah, hold on, baby. Baby, hold on, baby. I got this. Hold on. I got it, baby. How the you gonna call me with this? Where the you from? I don't know where the you from where people do like that, but that ain't
all I'm doing, sir, is bringing you the results.
Why don't you bring me the results in person and I bet I'll whoop your
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, sir, even if you beat the messenger, at the end of the day, that's still your sister.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna whoop your
Look, I don't care what the you talking about. He ain't my damn brother.
Hold on, I got it. I'm gonna find out where the you are, whatever cubicle you in. You gonna call me talking about we brother and sister. It's my wife.
I understand that, sir, but somewhere down the line, somebody made a mistake, and you guys, a brother and sister, got married. I'm not at fault for that.
Well, let me tell you this. Don't you make the mistake of calling either one of these numbers again in your life.
Sir, I got one more test result I do need to give you.
Oh, you got more? that off.
All what you've been talking about been what else you got to say now that's going to be worse than this?
The only other test result I have, ma'am, is that this is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your girlfriend.
Oh, I told you ain't like her.
Wait till when
I told you.
Hey, I got one more thing I got to ask both of y'all. What is the baddest, and I'm talking about the baddest radio show in the land?
Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Thank you, Sam.
Mary, I told you I ain't like her.
All right, nephew, thank you. Coming up next, it is the strawberry letter. The subject, I cut him off and he stopped asking. We'll find out what that's all about right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's strawberry letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please, you okay? Please submit your strawberry letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air when you write us. You never know. This one could be yours. All right?
You never know. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, I cut him off and he stopped asking. Dear Steve and Shirley, I'm married to a very stubborn man, and out of 8 years of marriage, he's ignored me for most of that time. I'm a charge nurse, and I've been really stressed out lately, as you can imagine. I come home to my husband, and I expect him to listen to me, vent, and console me. But instead, he has his head in his phone, and he tunes me out. I have asked him to do favors for me or pick up groceries and dry cleaning, and he will lie and say he'll do it. And when I ask him about it, he either says he doesn't remember agreeing to do it, or he will say he didn't have time to. I got so fed up with him that I stopped talking to him. He didn't care because I was still having sex with him, so I could unwind at night. I realized he was enjoying the sex and didn't have to deal with my mouth, so I cut the sex off, and he eventually started talking to me and paying attention to what I had to say. I played that game with him whenever I got really irritated with him. Back in May, I had a colonoscopy, and he took me for the procedure and left me there. I had to be put into a holding room because the nurse couldn't find him. He eventually came to pick me up, and that was it for me. I had had enough of him, so I went back to ignoring him. He apologized and begged me for sex for the first 3 weeks, and then he stopped. He seemed to be okay without sex, and his mood changed. He let me vent to him, and he started helping me out around the house. I tried to reward him for good behavior with sex, and he turned me away. I'm not sure of what he's up to, but he will not have sex with me now. Has my ignoring game backfired? What is up with him? Well, I mean, realistically speaking, either he's getting it from somewhere else or he's playing your game back at you so you can see how it feels. I know it's confusing to you because in the midst of him now cutting you off, he's still being nice to you. He's still being nice. What does that mean? You've been with this man for 8 years, and for the most of that time, you said he has ignored you. I mean, you said that in the letter. So even though there's no proof that he's cheating, he has changed significantly. And change in behavior from a man could definitely be a sign of cheating, proof or not. My question to you is, why are you still with this man? You've been basically single in your marriage for all of these years. You said he's ignored you for 8. You've got no help from him in the simple things like picking up the dry cleaning or getting groceries. And the big one, where was he after your colonoscopy? Why did you have to be put in a holding room? You yourself said that was it for you. Well, apparently not, because you're still there, and now he's flipped the script on you. He's flipped the game and has you worried about what he's up to. So, I mean, my advice is you got to talk to him because only he can tell you why he's turning you away. And please do not expect him to be honest if he is cheating. He's not going to tell you the truth. But again, I say you got to talk to him. You got to find out what's going on. Then you can make an informed decision on your next move, because it's obvious you want to stay. You want to stay married to him. Well, at least you did. When you were in control, when you were controlling him with sex. So talk to him and find out what's going on with him. Steve.
Okay. All right, ladies. Shirley and Carla, let me ask you a question. Do you want me to give a truthful answer to this letter?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to be blatantly honest?
Both. I want the truth. Just the truth is good. Honesty, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go. We want to
Do both, Steve. I mean, is there a difference, really?
Yes.
In the truth and blatantly
Because
honest?
the truth always has kindness in it. Blatant honesty is just brutal, hard, cold facts.
Yeah.
And that's how your man talks to you. We're mostly truthful with you. And then when we're blatantly honest with you, it's because we didn't have enough and you need to just hear it. And which one you want?
I like to, yeah.
Yeah, which one you want?
I like to hear the truth. I mean, be honest. Say it.
Okay, well, here it is.
Give it to us. Give it to the people.
I'm married to a very stubborn man, and out of 8 years of marriage, he's ignored me most of the time. I'm a charge nurse, and I'm usually stressed out lately, as you can imagine. I can't imagine with COVID. I come home to my husband, and I expect him to listen, to vent, and console me. But instead, he had his head in his phone, and he tunes me out. I've asked him to do favors for me. First of all, let's stop. You ready for some honesty?
Yeah, come on.
He don't like you.
Don't hold back.
He don't like her.
He doesn't like her.
He don't like her.
I believe it.
He loves her, but he don't like her.
Whoa.
I believe it.
He don't like her. I have asked him to do favors for me, pick up groceries, dry cleaning. He will lie and say he'll do it, and then I ask him about it. He either says he don't remember agreeing to it, or he'll say he didn't have time to. He don't like her. He don't like her. He don't give a damn what she wants.
Yeah, he ignored her for 8 years.
He loves her. He bringing the money in and they paying the bills, but he don't like her. He don't like you no more. So I got fed up when I stopped talking to him. He ain't care. Fine. You don't want to talk to me? Fine. I don't care. Man, I don't even like you. He don't like her. But I was still having sex with him so I could unwind at night. Bam, cool. Got it. Got the cake and eating it too. I got the cake. I ain't got to talk to you.
Hold on, Steve.
And I'm eating it too. We having sex. Man, cool.
Yeah. Hold on, Steve. We'll have part 2 of your response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Subject of today's Strawberry Letter, I cut him off and he stopped asking. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. The subject, I cut him off and he stopped asking.
I cut him off and he stopped asking. So now I asked the ladies, Carla and Shirley, I said, what would you all want me to do? I could give you a truthful answer or I can give you a brutally honest answer. They said, well, we want both. Well, you can't do both because, see, when a man gives you a truthful answer, it's always tempered with words of kindness and not so revealing. We'll tell you the truth without telling you the whole truth. See, that's the difference, and we know the difference. Now, if you want to be blatant honest, then here it is in your face. No sugar on it, no coating it, boom. So they asked for the honest answer, so here we go. She just found out that I'm trying to get this lady to understand something. You've been 8 years to a stubborn man, mostly. He's a charge nurse. You're stressed out. You come home, you expect your husband to listen to you vent and console. And instead, he got his head in his phone. He tunes you out. You ask him to pick up groceries, do favors for you, and dry cleaning. He'll lie and say he'll do it. You come home, it won't be done. He'll say you either didn't tell him that or he'll just say he ain't had time. All of this is because he don't like her. You're married to a man that doesn't like you. And this is a message for a lot of women need to hear this. See, y'all be trying to save your marriage, but you're saving your marriage, and the man may love you, but he ain't got to like you. He been stopped liking this woman a long time ago. It's things about her he don't agree to. So then, so she got fed up with him and she stopped talking to him. He didn't care. You know why he didn't care? Because he don't like her. Woo! And then because I was still, and he didn't care because I was still having sex with him so I could unwind at night. I realized he was enjoying the sex, but he didn't have to deal with my mouth. Because he don't care. He don't care. He love you. He have sex with you, but he don't like you. You know how many times a man can have sex with somebody he don't like? Are you kidding me, ladies? A lot of y'all are married to men that don't like you no more. Woo. And you fighting to hang on to this love. But this man don't like you no more. He don't like you. And it's just crazy, man. And y'all need to understand this. That's why I asked how you want me to read this letter to you. He don't like her. And he don't like her at all in this letter. So he didn't care because I was still having sex with him so I could wind at night. I realized he was enjoying the sex and didn't have to deal with my mouth. So I cut the sex off. And he eventually started talking to me and paying attention to what I had to say. That is because sex is important in a relationship, and sex is required by a man to deal with the unpleasantries of the relationship. If you have good sex, we will put up with the unpleasantries of the relationship if the sex is good. So when you cut the sex off, he said, let me go on and talk to her, even though I don't like her. Let me listen to her so I can get back to having this sex. And pay attention to what I had to say. I played that game with him whenever I got really irritated with him. Well, back in May, I had a colonoscopy. He took me for the procedure and left me there. I had to be put into a holding room because the nurse couldn't find him. He eventually came to pick me up, and that was it for me. Well, 3 weeks now, 3 weeks. This been going on. But back in May, when you had the colonoscopy, you get put out for a colonoscopy. Yeah, you know what? He tired his game, so you did say in the beginning of the phone, he kept his head in his phone. What he doing in the phone? Well, he made contact. So now while you was out having the colonoscopy, since he don't like you, he went and got some stress relief while you was getting operated on.
Make a little run.
Made a little run. Yeah, I'm just telling y'all what happened. Then he came back and picked you up, but you was done with him. I'd had enough of him, so I went back to ignoring him. He apologized and begged me for sex for the next 3 weeks, then he stopped. He seemed to be okay without sex. Ain't no man okay without sex. Let's stop that right there. And his mood changed. He let me vent to him, and he started helping me out around the house. Well, wait a minute, that's weird. But you know why? Because he was back to getting sex.
And he threw.
And so now, since I don't like you to throw you off, now let me listen and talk to you at the house and listen to your venting so you don't get wise to the fact that I got some sex outside the house, because I ain't going to keep begging your ass, who I don't like anyway. I'm not going to beg somebody I don't like for sex when I can go to somebody's house I like and have sex, and I ain't got to be in love with them. You understand what's happening here in this letter? So he let me vent. He started helping me out around the house. I tried to reward him for good behavior and sex, and he turned me away because he's getting the reward somewhere else. And he can't use up his reward with somebody he don't like when he got to save it for that other girl over there who he do like. Y'all tripping. I'm not sure what he's up to, but he will not have sex with me now. He ain't having sex with you. How has my ignoring game backfired? He went and got the sex from somebody he liked. He ain't like you no how. What's up with him? No, what's up with you? No, they don't like each other. She like this man. She in love. Yeah. But he love you, but he don't like you. Wow. He getting sex somewhere else. He don't give a damn how.
All right, Steve.
And now
thank
he
you.
don't want that little raggedy little piece you was passing out.
Wow. Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook.
Honesty.
And check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Coming up at 46 minutes after the hour, it's Junior and Sports Talk right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, it is time now for Junior and Sports Talk. Junior, what you got?
Okay, Shirley, but let me remind everybody, tonight is the night. It is happening. The proclamation is happening tonight. Life and Time Cigar out in Lithonia, east side of Atlanta. Man, it is happening. I'm going into politics today. That's what all that means for me. Is that I'm getting the proclamation and I'm going to be in politics now because the cities are recognizing the great work I do. Thank y'all so much. Lifetime Cigar. Go to eventbrite.com. Get your tickets and we're going to have a nice time tonight. Reggie Hines will be performing as well. Eventbrite.com. Just a smoke weekend. Yeah, it's going down with Favorite Play Cuz. All right, Huck, man. I'm in politics.
Reggie Hines. Come on.
Reggie Hines, that's my boy. On the sax. Here we go. MLB All-Star Week has finished. The American League won 3-2. That was the game. Giancarlo Stanton was the All-Star Game MVP, and there was no more scoring after the fourth inning. It was 3-2 for the rest of the way. They need something else when you're watching baseball. Like, they need another sport with it. I couldn't sit there.
Another sport.
Yeah, man. When you in between innings, we need to see like a flag football
when you
game.
run around the bases, they can tackle your ass.
Something, man. They got to put something. It was just six. It was just 6 more innings of no scoring. It was just empty. It was just nothing. It was just it. That was it. So congratulations, John Costa.
Or like they could make baseball more exciting. Like you have your outfielders out there, the other team can put one of their outfielders out there. And he can try to knock down balls, knock your ass.
Keep your ass, keep them in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball be for that way. A pop fly be about something.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. In the NBA, Hornets forward Miles Bridges was arraigned on charges yesterday. 3 charges of felony domestic abuse and child abuse. Says he assaulted his girlfriend in front of their 2 children, and that's where they're adding the child abuse charges. So let's pray for Miles Bridges, man. Yeah, man, he's an unrestricted free agent with the Charlotte Hornets.
Look, I don't know if he's guilty or not.
No, we don't know.
Based on the charge, young brothers, y'all can't put your hands on these women.
No.
Stop.
Yeah.
This is so crazy.
In front of the kids or out front of the kids, the rule is you can't put your hands on a woman. Now, if we don't stop teaching the rule, we need to re-implement it. It ain't the right thing to do.
No.
Man, damn. Now, if that's what happened and you put your hands on them, bro, you can't put your hands on no woman. I don't know why y'all think that's cool. Hey, man, she can't hit me. That's true. She shouldn't hit you. But you definitely can't hit her.
Period. Thank you, Junior. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll tell you how you can register to win $1,500 right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so we've teamed up with Seagram's Escapes, right? Well, we've teamed up with Seagram's to give away $1,500 cash to create your own summer escape. To enter and get the rules, visit steveharveyfm.com. I'm talking $1,500 cash could be yours. Get all the info at steveharveyfm.com. Sip happiness with Seagram's Escapes, your new summer favorite, okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Seagram's.
Yes.
That's what we do.
$1,500? That's a lot of money.
Nice. That's
All right, switching gears here. Republican lawmakers have a brand new proposal after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June. Prospective fathers now will have to pay child support from the moment of conception. This is a new bill. Like I said, it was introduced on July 13th in both the Senate and the House. It is called the Unborn Child Support Act and would give mothers the ability to receive child support payments while they are pregnant. Under the proposal, a court could award child support payments prior to birth and retroactively to the point of conception as determined by a doctor, according to the statement. Paternity tests would be up to the prospective mother, according to the statement. The bill is co-sponsored by a number of Republican lawmakers, including Senators Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee and Marco Rubio of Florida. Now, they can do all of that even though they don't even know who the father is?
Here's the problem with that. When the baby's born, a man is asked to sign the birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So now, a woman who might be conflicted of who the father is, which happens oftentimes. Maury Povich has a show on it forever.
That's what I'm saying.
A woman can just pin this on the guy of her choice.
That's the flaw in the bill.
And all of a sudden, this guy is getting hit with child support payments. And then what happens if the child is born and there's a DNA and it's not his? See, you're opening up a can of worms, man, with this one right here. I think it's unfair.
Right.
Do you give that money back now if it's not his?
No, and get it back from who?
The mother. Is that what you're saying?
The mother, yeah. That's who got the money.
Okay. What you think the chances of that happening? That's why it's
they
such
can't.
unfair.
Yeah, they can't make her do that, you know.
Is
This
this a
crazy.
PSA to y'all?
I ain't got nothing to do with this here.
I think it's.
I ain't got nothing to do with
Well,
this.
Tommy, I think it's an H&H issue.
What is an H&H issue, Steve?
H&H, I think that's a Herschel and Herschel Walker
and Terrence Howard issue.
And Terrence Howard issue.
To speak on this is another.
Right, because these are two. One brother with issue and this brother. And Terrence turned into be quite a scientific mind. So, you know.
So what if what if you are not the father and this happens?
That's what I'm saying. That's the flaw in it.
I know, yeah.
You can't
I was
do
asking,
that, man.
I was asking Herschel and Howard.
Well, now, see, now,
H&H.
rightfully so. Now, this here
This
is
Herschel
what happened
Walker.
between me and them kids, what they saying about the kids that they saying is mine. You understand? Which is what happened between us. And then that's where you get folk thinking I got cell-mate children, and that's just ain't the total of what it is. Terrence, Terrence, would you put some signs on it if you?
Well, you know what the proclamation's actually stating and meaning for us all is that protons and neutrons get together, and you're going to have a proximity of a situation like this. And I got to be inclined to agree with my counterpart Herschel here, in that his children may very well be a particular environmental hazard of climate control.
What that got to do with the?
You are not the father.
Because when that Chinese air gets in with American air, then you have to air out these things. And I've created a proton that can remove air, and you can still breathe.
With a little bit of nitron in there, too.
Coming up in 20 minutes after the hour, we'll have more
nitric,
of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so after the outrage of a potential racial incident that went viral when a video of the Sesame Street character Rosita snubbed and ignored two little black girls during the parade at Sesame Street Place in Philadelphia, Sesame Street Place issued another statement promising to do better, saying, "We are committed to making this right," and the park said it will conduct training for employees to deliver an inclusive, equitable, and entertaining experience for park goers. Meanwhile, the family of the two little girls have now lawyered up.
Yeah.
It's going down.
And them kids is through with Sesame Street at this point.
Yeah,
we is through with them.
You got to teach people still to be inclusive at 2022. Come on. They saw those little girls.
And more videos are coming up
Yeah,
online.
coming
Have
out.
you see from Sesame Street Place? So this has happened often.
It wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time.
You seen that one sister, that little Sesame Street character with the red one?
And
What's his
push the
name?
baby with the bump the baby with the gas.
No,
there's another
no. There's another one where the mama snatched her.
No, I didn't see
the
that.
big Sesame Street and went, hey, you see him right here.
No, that's right.
Get to hugging, get to
Hug
hugging.
my baby.
Now we got to whip Sesame Street ass.
Yeah, characters. We got to deal with people and characters now.
I got to go down
Nobody
here.
like us.
Well, I got a word for you though, Tigger.
Coming up. Coming up in 33 minutes after the hour, we'll play a round of Would You Rather right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for Would You Rather. Would you rather get a horse or a dirt bike as your only means of transportation? Which one? Horse or dirt bike?
I'm going to go with that dirt bike.
Dirt bike.
Yeah.
Not the
I
horse.
can feed this horse.
You got
water
to feed him. You got to hope his ass don't get scared of car horn. Bucking your ass off, not coming over here wearing this saddle. Step on something, throw my ass off. No, I'm going to get this dirt bike.
I come out the mall, he didn't wander off and left.
God, dog, what is you over there now for?
Where are you going to tie your horse up? At the mall?
Yeah, you know.
All right. Would you rather take a guaranteed $100,000, guaranteed, or a 50-50 chance at $1 million?
Oh, I'm going to take that 50-50
I'm taking that 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
Guaranteed 100,000 or 50-50?
50-50, $1 million?
We finna get 10 100,000, okay? We're going for the 50-50.
Junior?
I'm going to take that chance.
50-50?
Because I ain't hell. Yeah,
like
well, I
the
ain't had the
confidence.
meal. I've had 100,000. I ain't had the meal. What the hell?
No risk, no reward, huh? Okay, here we go. Take that risk. Okay.
Rich people.
No, you're just talking to men. Men going to take a chance.
They will.
Okay.
All right, would you rather forget your partner's birthday or would you rather forget your partner's anniversary? Every
You
year?
can't.
You can't forget now.
No, you can't forget neither one of them. Both of them is death. So it just depends on which day is first in the year. You could die early or die later. Yeah.
He can't miss which one.
I'm going with that birthday. It's January 9th. I'm going with that right there.
Dog. I see the anniversary is June 24th. The birthday is October 10th. I got to nail both of them. Look, man, them 2 days right there is the ones I got to make the biggest deal about. I can make a bigger deal about that than Christmas. But you let her birthday come along and that damn anniversary, and you got them the 2 biggest deals you got. You can miss Valentine's Day. You can mess that up a little bit.
Yeah.
But your ass bet not do, though. Is her damn birthday come along and you sitting your stupid ass up here talking
Let them
about,
know, Steve.
oh, it's
Let 'em know.
today?
Let them know.
Death.
Let them know.
Man, boy, that anniversary and that birthday, them 2 big, you can blow Christmas. And I don't advise it. But you can blow Christmas. You can mess up Valentine's Day. I don't advise it. Let me tell you what you can't do.
Shirley's is the same day, and she didn't forget.
I
Anniversary and that man's birthday is the same damn day, and she didn't forget.
What?
I didn't forget I just forgot how many years. Same thing.
Yes.
Same thing. All right. Oh, look at the time. All right, coming up, it's our last break of the day. Didn't forget that. And we'll have some closing remarks from the one and only Steve Harvey right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are, guys. Our last break of the day on this Thursday. It's been a good day.
Oh,
And
Great day.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening, for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. We love you.
Loyalty. We
appreciate it for all these years. The Steve
Hey,
Harvey
hold on
Morning
one
Show.
second. Hey, Dave, can you pull the statement the lady made? Okay, cool, because I want to play it. Go ahead, Shirley.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to turn it over to you, Steve,
Hey,
for closing remarks. You got
You
some.
know, my closing remarks today is going to be interesting because I wanted to play back for anybody that missed it. We do voicemail calls, and this was a voicemail call I got. Here it is right now.
Hi, Steve. My name is Sandra, and I'm calling from the D.C. or the DMV area. I'm sorry. So my question is, please don't take offense to this, but my question is, I listen to your morning show every day, pretty much, and I always listen to your words of encouragement after the show. I want to know what makes you the expert to feel like you can say these words of encouragement to people. Are these things that you've been through? Are these things that your family has been through? You know, give me a little insight on why you say the words of encouragement that you do say. Okay, tell Tommy I love him.
You know, after I heard that, I was kind of a little set back, but not really, even how I handled it earlier. But after giving it some thought and listening to it for the second time, I think really what she's looking for is just some insight. I think she's a fan of the show. And then she even said in there, and I missed this, I listen to your closing remarks every day. And I think she's just trying to find out really where it's coming from and what's the basis behind it. So let me share it with you what I think has happened to me. I didn't always agree with the life God was giving me. I didn't always agree with the hand that I was dealt. I thought at times it was a bit excessive. I thought that getting the marriages wrong was a mistake mostly on my part, but I thought he could have stepped in. But then I learned that I didn't ask him to step in. I thought that living in the car for 3 years was a bit excessive. But I needed that time as I look back on my life to discover some things about me. I didn't understand growing up in poverty. I didn't understand that my entire career I've been questioned at every level. I didn't understand why I've had to do more in my career than some of my counterparts who aren't black, and I had to excel in ways to even get a fraction of the pay that they get. I didn't get it, but I do now. At 65 years old, I understand completely what has happened to me. And it's a realization that has helped me, because along the way, I had to learn that my career was what I was paid for, that my calling is what I was made for. All those things that I didn't have an understanding of that God was doing for me, he was making me. I didn't know it. He was shaping me. He was molding me. He was preparing me for a day when I could honor him in my opening remarks of my show, in my closing remarks of the show, where I could bear witness to his goodness, his grace in my life, his mercy in my life, his forgiveness in my life. All the times I remember my mama's teaching to me as a Sunday school teacher for 40 years. I remember all those messages keep coming back, and I've learned these lessons over and over and over again, and I learned them through experience, through trial and error. So to answer your question, yeah, that's exactly why I feel like I'm able to share these things, because I've been through almost everything that I talk about. I done had a full run, man. I really have. My 65 years has been packed, crowded, jammed, chock full of experiences, to the point where I decided that instead of at the end of the day just joking my way out every night, that I would share with somebody who might be going through some similar trials and challenges that I've gone through, and just give them some anecdotes, some scriptures, some measures, some principles that I've learned over the years that has helped and aided me through some of the difficult times of my life. Because I've been through what most people go through. Now, I had a 2-parent family home, so I don't know what it is not to have a father. But I've been around enough people that don't have fathers to realize that, hey, man, that's got to be hard, because if I didn't have my daddy and I was looking at him in that casket at 43 and I was sitting up here realizing there's no way I would have been who I was if it wasn't for that man right there. That experience right there caused me to start the foundation to help single mothers raise their boys without the aid of a father in the house. That tragedy in my life, I turned it into a purpose. All my life, I can point to you all this stuff. And the only reason you can come to this conclusion that I've come to, that you've got to open yourself up to the will of God. You got to really talk to God about your purpose. Because I've often said this, the 2 most important days of your life is the day you're born and the day you discover why. I had enough sense and wisdom to ask God why. Why, Lord, did you make me? Why did you cause me to go through this? Why have you allowed me to reach the heights I've reached? And he slowly started turning the pages and say, because I made you for this. I want you to turn around. I want you to share this information. I want you to teach this to people. I want you to tell somebody about me. That's why I'm qualified to do the closing remarks. That's exactly why. Thank you for your call, ma'am. And I don't take offense to it at all. Those are my closing remarks. And see, right there, I've grown up to a better person, because 20 years ago, I'd have lit your ass up. Thank you for calling.
She knows you, though. She listens.
Yeah.
She's a
20
fan
years
of the
ago,
show.
I'd have lit her ass up. Boy, look what God done done for me. Y'all have a great day. Talk to God, y'all.